Okay, sit yourself on your left and come into cross leg position. Just feel that you're able to level out your seat bones so that they feel evenly placed. And that your seat bones feel level. Just hold onto your knees and then lift up into the chest. Just feel this elevation of the front chest, drawing your shoulders down. And then take some deep inhalations, deep exhalations. So lifting the chest helps to bring in energy from the breath. Look down at the floor, look at something that's not moving. Just filling the lungs from the bottom to the top and emptying the lungs from the top to the bottom. Just release your knees, bring your hands into Namaste. Just feel that you can stretch from the armpits into the elbows, from the elbows into the heels of the hands. And then with an exhalation, allow your eyes to gently close. Just continuing to focus on that lifting of the chest. Filling the lungs from the bottom to the top. And just stabilizing the lower abdomen, drawing the organic abdomen in towards the spine. Suck in the lumbar skin into the organic abdomen. Drawing the front, the lower tip of the shoulder blades forwards towards the front chest. Drawing the trapezius muscle down the back. And then draw your chin down to meet your chest. And then release your hands, resting the backs of the palms on the knees, the palms facing upwards. Just spend a moment to seek to generate a genuine, heartfelt sense of gratitude for something or someone or somewhere. Hold on to that feeling of abundance as you raise your head and allow your eyes to softly open. Hold on to your knees, lift up into the chest, drive the spine upwards. Take a deep inhalation in through the nose. And then turn to the right side, drawing your abdomen across, your ribs across, your shoulders across. And then come back to the center, lift up into the chest, drive your chest upwards, take a deep inhalation, and then turn to the left, drawing your abdomen, your ribs, your shoulders across. And then come back to the center. Come off your lift and sit back on your heels. Have the knees apart, toes together, just wriggle into your inner heels. Lift up into the chest, drive your chest upwards, drawing your shoulders down. Take a deep inhalation, keeping the organic abdomen drawing towards the spine, drawing the lower abdomen in towards the organic abdomen, and then the lower back into the organic abdomen, and then come forwards into Adho Mukha Virasana, keeping the front chest lifted. Just breathe in evenly and deeply, listening to the sound of the breath, and then stretching the arms forwards. Turning the tailbone in, lengthening from the hips into the armpits, into the elbows, into the wrists, into the palms. And then come up onto your knees, have your hands as wide apart as the mat. Turn your toes under, and then have your feet as wide apart as the mat, your hands as wide apart as the mat. And then come up into dog down. Bend your knees initially, just to lift the seat bones, to draw the organic abdomen in towards the spine, to draw the lumbar skin into the organic abdomen, to draw the lower tip of the shoulder blades towards the front chest, and then straighten the legs, tightening the kneecaps, just breathing evenly and deeply, listening to the breath. And then step your feet forwards, come up into a standing position. And then get a couple of blocks for your hands for half uttanasana. Have your feet as wide apart as the mat again, with the toes turning inwards, lift up into the chest. Tighten your kneecaps, turn the fronts of the thighs in, Draw the organic abdomen towards the spine. Draw the lumbar skin in towards the organic abdomen. Draw the lower tip of the shoulder blades forwards towards the front chest. And then raise your arms. Have your arms nice and wide to start off with. So keep the stability of the abdomen drawing towards the spine. And then hinge at the hips. And forwards. And have your hands on the blocks. Lengthen the chest away from the legs. Hit the legs towards the wall behind you. Drawing that organic abdomen towards the spine. So by organic, I mean obviously our whole body is organic in the kind of commercial sense, if you like. But organic refers to the organs. So the organs of the abdomen, draw them in towards the spine. Draw the lumbar skin in to kind of sandwich the spine. Project the chin and the chest forwards. If you can go down lower, maintaining straight legs, that organic abdomen, lower tip of the shoulder blades, and then come down lower. If you can find the floor without losing those actions, then do. If you can reach around the backs of your heels, keeping the back straight, just hinging at the hips, then do that. Keeping the organic abdomen drawing towards the spine. The lumbar skin sandwiching the spine. The lower tip of the shoulder blades drawing forwards towards the front chest. And then release your feet if you got them. Hold them. Bring your hands onto the floor underneath your shoulders. And back into half uttanasana. And then just walking your hands towards the end of the mat again. Have your hands shoulder width apart this time. Step your feet back. Step your feet back. Hip width apart. And then come back into dog down. It's really activating the legs, but activating them evenly, observing the action of the legs. Drawing your focus into the action itself. Trying to make both legs work evenly, letting there be even activity between the arms and the legs and the spine. And then step your feet forward, come up into a standing position. And then come into padahastasana. It's lifting up into the chest, driving the chest upwards, activating the legs. So the legs almost want to activate so that they push the fronts of the legs forwards towards the backs of the legs. Tuck the tailbone in, draw that organic abdomen towards the spine, suck in the lumbar skin in towards the spine. Drawing the lower tip of the shoulder blades forward. lifting up into the chest. Bring your arms out nice and wide, in towards the chest, and then step or jump your feet nice and wide. Turn your left toes in, your right leg and foot all the way out, keeping the chest looking forwards, drawing the abdomen in towards the spine, and then come over and find the shin. Turn the abdomen up to face the ceiling, but keep drawing it towards the spine. Keep drawing those lower shoulder blade tips towards the front chest. Breathe in evenly. So this is a particularly good one for clearing out the sinuses if they're blocked. So just experimenting with where you put your head looking up, looking forwards, looking down. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. And then reach up with the top hand, come back to the center, swap your feet around, turn your right toes in, the left leg and foot all the way out. And then reach over to the left. Again, turning the abdomen up to face the ceiling. Just looking down to the bottom foot. Just making sure that your head is in line with the foot. Lengthening the neck away from the shoulders. And then reach up, come back to the center, bring the feet parallel. And then step or jump your feet back together. And then come up into Tadasana. So just spend a few moments in Tadasana, just recovering your energy, allowing your energy to just level out. Just lifting up into the chest, driving the chest upwards. Just breathing evenly. And then bring your feet hip width apart, turn your toes in for padangusthasana. So if you can't reach your toes for padangusthasana, then you can just use the belt underneath the toes like this. And then, so it's underneath the big toes. And then as you come forward, the most important thing is that you come forward with a straight back. So this, that you round your back. You'll never get to your toes that way and you'll hurt your back. So it doesn't really matter how far you come, but hinge at the hips and just use the belt. If you can reach your toes anyway, you don't need the belt. But if you know that you struggle to reach your toes, just go, put the belt there straight away. So turn your toes in, tighten your kneecaps, lift up into the chest, draw the organic body, the organic abdomen in towards the spine, sandwiching in with the lumbar skin. Raise your arms up, extend your arms up towards the ceiling. And then hinge at the hips, come forwards, hinging at the hips like we were coming into Uttanasana. Keep reaching forwards, keep that organic body drawing forwards. Keep the lower tip of the shoulder blades drawing towards the front chest. And then take hold of the big toes. So the index finger and the middle finger underneath the big toe. The thumb just wraps around the outside of the big toe. So first of all, just once you've got hold or you've got the belt, just go back to the legs. Just reactivating the legs, tightening the kneecaps, pushing the kneecaps through to the backs of the knees. Lifting the thigh muscle up right into the crease of the groin, right up to the hip socket. Turning the fronts of the thighs in so that the backs of the thighs broaden outwards. And then you can lift from the back of the knee all the way up towards the seat bones, and then lift the seat bones away from the back of the knee. Draw the organic abdomen into the spine. Squeezing the lumbar skin in to the organic abdomen. Drawing the lower tip of the shoulder blades forwards. And then, if you can, bend your elbows out to the sides, having a tug of war with the big toes. But keeping that organic abdomen, lumbar spine. Drawing the lower tip of the shoulder blades towards the front chest. Breathing evenly and deeply, just working with your limitation. If you've got bad backs, then just stay with padahastasana bricks. And then just release the toes, come into padahastasana. And then come up, your hands in your hips, and then come up into standing. So keep your feet hip width apart, and then we're going to come into padahastasana. So padahastasana, if you struggle to reach, where's my blanket gone? If you struggle to reach your toes, then you can put a folded blanket, put your feet on top of a folded blanket, and then just come forwards into padangusthasana, or again just using the belt. So that it's just the tops of the feet on the blanket, just to give you that extra lift. Otherwise, we're gonna come into the same kind of pose, but this time you stand on the palms of the hands, so that the backs of the hands are on the floor, and then you work into the pose in the same way. So just have your feet hip width apart, turning your toes in, just activating the kneecaps, turning the fronts of the thighs in, so that the backs of the thighs broaden out, lift up into the chest, raise up into the chest, and then hinge at the hips, come forward, lengthening into the front chest, and then post the hands underneath the feet. So the back of the hand is on the floor, the palms of the hands are in contact with the sole of the foot. Just get the feet, hands right under the feet if you can, and then activate the legs, tighten the kneecaps, lift the front of the thigh up, turn the front of the thigh inwards so that the back of the thigh broadens outwards, and you can lift the seat bones further towards the ceiling. Draw the organic body, the organic abdomen in towards the spine, squeezing the lower abdomen, lower lumbar skin into the abdomen, drawing the lower tip of the shoulder blades forwards towards the front chest. So it's all about that initial extension, and then maintaining that initial extension as you bring your arms, your elbows out to the side, and then just bringing the body down, but keeping that organic abdomen in support of the spine, the lower tip of the shoulder blades towards the front chest. And then release the hands. Come onto the fingertips. Project the chin and the chest forwards. And then bring your hands into your hips. And then come up into Tadasana, inner edge of the feet together. And then lifting the chest up to the ceiling. Just breathing evenly and deeply, listening to the sound of the breath. Just bring your arms out nice and wide in towards the chest, and then come back to wide feet. So sorry, Andrew, we're going to go into trikonasana one more time. I know it's not your favourite pose. Turn your left toes in, your right leg and foot all the way out. Bring the chest to face the front, and then come down. Turning the chest up to face the ceiling. Breathe in deeply in through the nose and out through the nose if you can. And then reach up with the top hand, come back to the centre, swap the feet around, turn the right toes in, the left leg and foot all the way out. And then come over to the left side, turning the chest up to face the ceiling. And then we're going to, from here, we're going to come into dog down if you can. If you can't, come out of trikonasana in the normal way, lifting up into the chest, coming back into the center. But if you can, come into dog down from here. Bring the top hand down onto the floor, onto the inside of the foot. Then bring the other hand onto the outside of the foot. Turn the back leg all the way out. And then step yourself back into dog down. Hands and feet shoulder width, hip width. And then just breathe in into your pose. Feeling that there's evenness of action. And then come down onto your knees. And then just sit back on your heels, lifting up into the chest. Breathing evenly, just observing that lightness of energy that we generate through our practice. And then just sit yourself in cross legs. So if you feel like you need a lift underneath your seat bones to help elevate the chest, then sit on a lift, sit on a block or on a cushion, just to give yourself some extra elevation. Just lift up into the chest, drive the chest upwards, drawing your shoulders down away from your ears. Listen to the sound of the breath. And then draw your chin forwards and down to make contact between the chin and the chest, lifting the chin up to meet the chest. And you can incorporate mula bandha by lifting the anal sphincter up towards the belly button, towards the diaphragm. So you can close your eyes for a moment and just focus on filling the lungs from the bottom to the top, allowing the lungs to overflow energetically into the arms and the chest and the legs, and then normal exhalations. Just breathing evenly and deeply, listening to the breath. And then release Mula Bandha, release Jalandhara Bandha, and then bring the head back upright. So we're just going to do a little bit of alternate nostril breathing. This helps to clear out the sinuses, but it also helps to kind of bring energy into the brain. So we're going to just listen to the breath to start off with, and then you'll breathe out and then in, and then you always breathe out through the opposite nostril. So you close the nostril and then breathe out through the other nostril, then in through that nostril. Breathe in quite forcefully each time, and then you swap. So you always swap over for the exhalation. So you can hold the breath very, very gently in between if you want to, but that's not really necessary. It's just useful to just focus on the inhalation and the exhalation. So we start by covering the right nostril. So you just that with the thumb tip. So if you do it with the right hand with the thumb tip, and then covering the left nostril, just at the bridge of the nose, just closing the very top of the nostril with the ring finger. Okay, so just take some normal inhalations, normal exhalations. You can keep your eyes open or you can close them. So remember, you exhale and then inhale through one nostril and then you swap over. So take an inhalation and then cover the right nostril, then exhale and inhale through the left. And then swap. So we'll do 10. So just in your own time. And then exhale through both nostrils. And then come back to a normal rhythm just after you've finished your 10. Just hold onto your knees, lift up into the chest, drive your chest upwards, take a deep inhalation, drawing the the organic abdomen into the spine, the lumbar into the spine, and then turn to the right side. And then come back to the center, hold onto your knees. Lift up into the chest, take a deep inhalation. And then turn to the left. And then come back to center. Just get a couple of blocks for the side of your hips. Just hold onto your knees, lift up into the chest, and then reach underneath the right knee. Bring your right elbow onto the floor. Turn the chest upwards like you're doing parsva, and you're turning the abdomen. And then reach up and over. Push that right elbow into the floor, lengthen the left seat bone away from that right elbow, keeping that left seat bone really firmly down, and then lengthen up and out of the hips. Keeping that left seat bone pressing consciously down to the floor. And then come back to the center. Just hold onto your knees, lift up into the chest. Take a deep inhalation and then just come over to the left, bringing the left elbow onto the block. Pushing from the elbow into that right seat bone. So that right seat bone stays down. Turn the chest upwards and then reach up and over. So it's a really nice one for stiff shoulders. It's really nice for just opening up those side ribs. Energizing those side ribs. And then come back to the center. Just hold onto your knees, lift up into the chest. Just observe your energy. And then just come down onto your back. So you can do setubandha if you prefer. So feet together, knees apart, or we're going to go into set. So it's setubandha, sorry, you can do instead. So setubandha like this. Otherwise, we're going to go into setubandha. So get the block, lift the seat bones up towards the ceiling, come right up onto the tops of the shoulders, and then put the brick in the sacrum tailbone region. Hold on to the edge of the mat. And then either stay with bent knees, or if you can straighten your legs out, then do that. Just try one at a time, just see how that feels for your body, and then stretch both legs away. Again, another really good pose for draining the sinuses. A good stretch out for the abdomen. This is reputed to be beneficial for people with digestive issues. Okay, and then just walk your feet back to the block and then lift yourself up off the block, even if you have to come up onto your tiptoes in order to do it. Adjust your shoulders as you come down, and then just draw the knees in towards your chest. Just have a little rock from side to side, from top to bottom, just giving yourself a gentle easing out of the back. And then just rock yourself into a seated position. Just get a blanket for your head, it's well folded. And then make sure you're in a really good straight line. Guide yourself down onto the floor in a really good straight line, like you're doing Tadasana. Just move your equipment out of the way. Just if it's in the way, just allow yourself to just release into the floor. Unhook the muscles of the arms and the legs. Let the physical body release and observe the lightness of your energy as it rises to the top of the skin, using the breath to distribute that feeling of genuine, energetic lightness down into the tips of the toes, the tips of the fingers, the top of the head. And then wriggle your toes, wriggle your fingers. Bringing yourself back into this pose of Shavasana. And then draw your knees in towards your chest. Just have a little rock from top to bottom, from side to side. Just a gentle massage on the spine. Just a grounding, gentle massage. And then just very gently roll over onto your right side. And then stretch out the top leg, come back up into a seated position. Just into a final cross legs with the hands in the masti, just a final spinal lift. Drawing the breath in through your nose down into the abdomen. Just be conscious of the energy that you have released through your practice this morning. That good, positive, healthy flow of clean energy. Maybe observe the clarity of your airways. And then draw your chin down to meet your chest. Spend a moment to acknowledge the positive energy you've created inside, and then send some of that positive energy out into the world. release the backs of the hands down toward your knees, palms facing upwards. And as you raise your head, allow your eyes to softly open and the focus to softly come back. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining me. Hope you feel good and a little bit more alive and lively, and you've got lots of good positive energy to put into your day. Thank you very much for joining me.